Elephant Never Forgets in Midnighter issue 8. In New York, a woman hunts a gorilla-like hybrid through the subway, while an important businessman named Dominic Madawe arrives in the city, looking to tie up loose ends. In Boston, Midnighter is asked who exactly Midnighter is, regaling Robert with his origin story and how he wound up with a computer inside his brain. He says Midnighter is who he is and who always will be. Robert introduces Midnighter to his roommate, Will, who says the documentary Robert is doing with Midnighter will help a lot of people. Getting a call from one of his assets named Caitlin, Midnighter leaves. Back in New York, the hunter and her partner continue to hunt the hybrid creatures, one of which makes it to the surface. Midnighter arrives, throwing an engine block at the creature, angering it further. Dominic, now dressed in his hero costume as Freedom Beast, arrives and puts a stop to the fight, telling Midnighter that the creatures are innocent. Touching the hybrid, he separates it into the two animals that were used to make it, a leopard and an elephant. Dominic tells Midnighter that his helmet and elixir allow him to create creatures like the chimera they just fought. He says his elixir was made by the Sportsman's Ambition, an illegal hunt club, and he is in New York to stop the last cell of the organization. Letting the elephant lead them to the last cell of the hunt club, Midnighter and Dominic bust into the hideout, prompting them to release their biggest hybrid yet. Midnighter, not wanting to hurt the creature, hits it in a pressure point, disabling it. One of the hunters catch Midnighter, who isn't the least bit worried he has a gun pointed to his head thanks to his flight computer, which tells him he can hit the guy before he even gets a shot off. Taking out the hunter, he tosses him to Dominic to finish off, who throws him in a genetic machine with a mosquito, mutating him into a hybrid, which Midnighter catches. Dominic stops him before he can crush it, telling Midnighter to let nature rule on him. Letting the hunter hybrid go, a bat quickly picks it off. Dominic thanks Midnighter for his help and team up, who quickly leaves for Massachusetts, where he waits for Marina to get out of prison, but he has to leave suddenly thanks to a call he receives on his network. After leaving Marina, he meets with Susan and Helena, who says his one-way contact mode made it easy for them to slip an agent into his network. They tell Midnighter that the Perdition pistol was stolen, and before it can be activated globally, they want him to find it and work for Spiral. Midnighter reluctantly accepts, and Helena shows him his targets: Parasite, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and Harley Quinn. So yeah, this was actually a pretty interesting issue. It gave birth to the new 52 version of Freedom Beast, who's this really old, obscure DC character from like the 1980s or earlier. I can't exactly remember. But yeah, he's really obscure, and really his powers aren't that similar to, you know, Animal Man. So like, why isn't Animal Man involved? Since in this they actually do reference stuff like the green, and he actually references something called the red, which is what we saw in Earth 2 World's End, and which was being used against Earth 2. So it's cool that they're still referencing those sorts of things. I don't know whether they're intentional or just like stuff that goes along with this character, since I don't know a lot about this character. But yeah, I don't understand why they couldn't bring back Animal Man. I mean, he was quite a popular character. I know a lot of people really liked him, and he just sort of disappeared after his book got cancelled. I think he died or something, I can't remember. But yeah, I thought this was a really great issue, and I guess he's going to go work for Spiral now and for, you know, Helena Bertinelli and all that, which is going to be really interesting. And I guess he's going after the Suicide Squad now. Going to lead to some pretty cool stuff, especially with that team going up against Midnighter, you know, who's got this fight computer. It's going to be really interesting fights happening. I can't wait to find out what's going to exactly happen. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.